What's up? So I'm here with a little late night drawing going on a Friday night, and what you're looking at here is I'm in Clip Studio Paint, and I've got my Mothman illustration pulled up that I sketched out the other day. And what I'm doing now is I'm just going through it. I'm looking to see if proportion wise everything is the way I want it, and just to kind of walk you through it. What's going on here is I had the original drawing, which is on a layer up under the blue, or the blue sketch line here. The one in the back, this is where I had the leg going, the right leg. It was kind of tucked under his wing. I wanted to pull it out more so it didn't look as awkward. It was looking really awkward back there. So let me pull this down. So what I ended up doing on this is this was a lot bigger on the board here. The board is 8.5 by 11. The drawing area. So it was a little bit bigger than this. It was a lot bigger actually. So I decided to scale it down so I could actually finish off the feet here and get everything done as far as that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna kind of let you tag along as I finish off the bottom half of this. And if you can hear the traffic on the outside coming through the window, sorry about that, but like I said, it's late Friday night. It's not late, but what time is it? It's 9:47. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna see. Let me see. Well, first of all, I'm gonna make sure I'm on the right layer. That's what happens a lot. Sometimes you can be on the wrong layer and you don't want to do that. So I want to be on this layer right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back over here, go to my pencil tool, which is right here, and it should still be the same color as the blue line art right here. So I just go to the side. I just do this like this, make sure it's what I want it to be. So now I'm going to bring it, gonna magnify it up. I'm gonna work on this side over here, and I kind of want to make sure the legs are about the same length. So everything looks pretty good. I got the kneecap here, and I'm just taking this and I'm just gonna put this foot right there. And right before I started the video, I was trying to figure out the type of look I wanted to the feet, and the feet have to be like, I want the feet to be like really really long. So like this. And I don't have any I don't have another layer. I don't have any artwork on the layer up under this, so I'm actually gonna just freehand how I want to do this. So I'll round this off like this, and so pull this down a little bit more. So what I want to do is I want to give him 3 toes. Bring this one out. The middle toe is going to be a lot longer and more pronounced. Draw this down a little bit more. But yeah, I wanted to be able to get his toes in there. Let's see. So we're just gonna go in, and it's gonna take me too long, so I want to erase this because I'm not feeling it whatsoever. And I know what's going on in my head. I know what I'm seeing in my head. So now it's about pulling the image that I have in my head and putting it down here and having it come out the way I want it to. So let's see. That's what I'm trying to do now. So I should go try to just, and I don't want to get fixated on trying to make it too perfect, because that's what happens a lot. We try to make things a little too perfect instead of just going with the flow. And I'm doing all of this before I actually start inking it. Get all the good parts out right here before I start inking it. That way I know where I'm going when I ink. And so this one like this. So I have a bend right here. I'm just trying to make sure the digits make sense and that the angle that I'm doing this at makes sense and the proportion and everything makes sense. So just bear with me. I'm gonna have to put something down just to see where I want to go with it, since I don't have any artwork up under it and I'm just basically, what I say, I'm freestyling right now. So hopefully you're not bored already, but this is generally how I work majority of the time. My main goal is to get what I see in my head to come out somewhat coherent and somewhat pleasing to me enough to like it and keep it. So that's the biggest battle for me. The thing I'm having here is I don't want it to go off of the page, because that defeats the whole purpose of why I move the image and reduce the size of the image to get everything onto the page. Because originally the bottom half, the feet, were off of the page, and I said I could leave it like that, but I really don't want to. So let me go back to pencil tool. Okay, so try something else here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. See me work my magic. But like I said, I want his toes to be very much like his hands, and I really like the way I did the hands. So and I just have to have the same look and the same feel. And sometimes I find it hard to draw and talk, because I find myself kind of drifting off of trying to stay on. I didn't finish my thought. Trying to pretty much stay on point and stay on topic, because most of the times I'm in my head when I'm working, so it's kind of hard to try to convey what I'm doing. And right now, this is getting kind of a little frustrating, just a little bit. I'll get it. I'm just being very, like I said, very particular on how I want to do this. So, and I think the thing that's throwing me off is I can't see the rest of the image. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna work on this one. So let's see. So he's kind of posted up on the front of his foot on his toes. So just throwing this in here. And for all of you out there who draw and who are doing your own artwork, don't ever get fixated on making it perfect. At this point, and the time I've been doing this, for me now, it's just about getting my ideas out as fast as I can and not getting caught up in the subtle nuances of trying to make things perfect. And I think it's saving right now. I think I've said that before in some of my videos, so I did that just to put this down. So sometimes I tend to do things backwards. So I'm just making sure. Okay, we got this here, so I'm trying to make sure that's. So like I said, I'm trying to get the image that's in my head down here onto the canvas. So get rid of some of this noise. Let's see. Go here. Middle toe has to be very pronounced. So yeah, just trying to get my ideas out as quickly and as painlessly what am I trying to say? As quickly and with the least amount of pain as possible. And what I mean by pain is going through what I'm going through now. And I have to remember that this is just the sketch layer. So this doesn't have to be the final of what I'm trying to do. I just need to get the rough idea out so that I can go from there. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not feeling that. So this is your behind the scenes stuff. But I actually started to look at drawing from a different perspective couple years ago. And as artists and as illustrators, you solve problems when you're drawing. Like say for instance, if you have a creative business and you're like a logo designer, you're solving a person's creative problem. You're a creative problem solver. So that's how I tend to look at my artwork now. I have not so much a problem, but I have something that I need to get out. So I have to figure out the best way to get that out in a way that makes sense and that visually I'm happy with and that I think looks good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave my thought right there. I hate that I'm so close to the paper, but see, I really don't have to worry about that because once I get this down, this bottom layer is going to go anyway, so I'm just going to use this top layer, so I can always take it and reduce the size of it. But I'm kind of breaking my own rules right now because I'm fixating off of this, but that's because it's starting to annoy me, and that's what happens. So let me reduce the size of this. And I think, like I said, that's my biggest problem is I'm not looking at it in the right way. Okay, so let me see. So I think what I'll do is I don't need the bottom layer anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take this layer. I'm going to reduce it a little bit more so that it's not as close to the edge. Come on, go ahead. There we go. Okay, so like that. Pull this down. And let's see, so how far is it from the top? So I got a little bit, so I'm gonna move it up a little bit like that. You know, my computer's running slow. That's alright. So let me reduce it out, see what it looks like. That's too far. Oh, that's because I have to okay it. Okay. So click OK. And it's taking its time to think. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm just looking to see the space at the top. How far this space here is from the bottom, because I try to make it a not so much make it even, but where there's not, it's not too close. So that's good. That's good. So now looking at this in this from this angle, now I can see that I do want to make this foot a lot bigger. Get rid of this in here, guys, annoying me. So I'm cleaning this up. I also try to clean up a lot before I do my final inking, so I'm not letting the noise and the not letting the noise distract me and put in unnecessary line work. So click back on the pencil, come in. So let's do this a little old school right there. So I have to make sure that it's kind of proportionate with this foot over here. So that's what I'm doing now. So and like I said, the angle just has to make sense to me. If it doesn't make sense, then I have to do it again, like I'm doing now. I think I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Again, let me go over here. Let me take out some of this so I can actually see what I'm doing. So I can see. Alright, so let's go here, take some of this out. So, and it's funny because the time I've spent doing this, it didn't even take me that long to do the actual two rough sketches, and maybe I'm fixating it on it because I know that I'm making a video out of this, and I'm too worried about making it perfect. So or not making it perfect, but I'm self-conscious about people watching and seeing me do this, because pretty much work alone when I'm drawing. I don't have anybody around, so it's just me, myself, and I. So alright, so then to come in here and clean this up. But I think I have the look that I want. It's just a matter of making the details, getting the details down. Okay, there. This, that, there. Okay, there. And I think that'll do it. Okay, so take a look back. Alright. And I have to remember that the limbs, I'm trying to make the limbs look extremely long and angular and very long, so I think I've done that and a little bit more. And so what I'm doing now is I'm taking a step back and making sure proportion wise it looks all right. Let me try this. I need to drop this wing down a little more. So yeah, and like I said, I pretty much know where things are gonna go. I just need to rough in some things, and I can finish off and go into details when I do the actual ink layer. So alright, so I think that is okay. What I'm looking at now is I'm looking at this area in his hand, like right here in the crotch area. It looks kind of weird, but I'm trying to think of what I want to do with this. I want to kind of section it off a little bit lower, like that. There we go. Make it make sense. Okay, there. And just looking at it, da 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 da. And so he has this stance where he's just like posed up. Come back with the eraser a little bit more. Yeah. Goes a little sharp like that. And again, I'm just kind of talking to myself. But you can hear me. And that's okay. That's okay. There. So I think that is all I need to do for the rest of this sketch. So I think I'm pretty happy with what I have. I can, like I said, I can, when I go and do the ink layer, I'm just gonna go over this and I'll tighten it up from here. But as long as I have the meat and potatoes of the drawing down, I can you know, improvise the rest, because that's what I do. Uh, but yeah, so now it's just a matter of I'm just looking and like just going through and just cleaning up stuff. So like I said, I want to get rid of a lot of this extra. So I know that's not what I want to ink when I go back in. And as long as I have majority of everything that I need down here, I'm good to go. And now I'm also like, you know, thinking of like once I'm actually done with the inking layer, the coloring, you know, how I want the color, where I want the shadows to go. Because the way I'm looking at this image is I want a lot of the body to be like shadowed, because of the fact that it is the Mothman. You know, I don't want it to be super bright. I want it to be kind of subdued. So I'm trying to figure out how I want the background color, how I want the color of what I want the color of the Mothman to be, what's going to make sense. So that's what I'm kind of doing as I'm you know, cleaning this up. I'm going back and forth with, you know, what's going to make sense to me. So yeah, so if I click back on that bottom layer, which like I said, I don't need it anymore, so I'm just going to click off of that. I'm not going to delete it right now, just leave it alone. And I think, like I said, I think I got enough cleanup. Let me, like this right here. So I'm going to go in. Let's see. So there. Oh, ankle action going there. So we would put some over here like this. All right. Got the eraser again. Yeah, thicking that up a little bit around the ankle. Not too much over here. So, yep. All right. Looks good. I'm happy with it, and I'll kind of let you guys see. Let me click the top layer, and I'll even, like right now, I'll grab my pen tool. I'll pick black, and let's see, make sure it's solid black. I'll increase the brush size, and right now I have the G pen, which is a default pen for Clip Studio Paint, and the one I usually use. I do have some other ones in there, but for right now, I just want to go in and just do some rough inking, just so that I can see what it's going to look like, and you can kind of just see how I'm going to do this. So the way I'm going to approach this is, I backed away from the mic, sorry about that. The way I'm going to approach this is, you know, when you see moths, and when you think about moths have very they have that furry look. So I'm keeping that in mind. That's why you see over here, you see the tuft of kind of like the furry look around here, and then you have the antenna, especially around here. So I'm going to keep it very, very rough around the edges to give it that kind of feel. So normally I'll start in the face. That's too thick, so we want to delete delete this. Okay, so let's see. I'll take my brush size down a little bit. So that doesn't look like it's black. All the way over. So okay, so I'm just gonna. Whoops. One thing I need to do to get rid of that. So I want to take this bottom layer and I'm going to drop the opacity on it. Like that. Drop it way down. So I have it at 33%. So make sure I click back on that layer. And right now I don't have any names for the layers. Usually I'll go through and I'll name the layers so I can make sure that I'm on the right layer. But I know my layer hierarchy. I know how I stack everything when I'm doing it. So let's go in here. Let's do that. And this isn't my actual inking. I just want to kind of see what it's going to look like. Let's see. Keep it very loose. And I was actually going to go in and check out some pictures of a moth's face just to kind of see if I want to do it a little different. But I think I just decided to go with what I have for right now because I like the look. And it's gonna help with the way I end up doing the effects for it later. It's not really necessary at this point for me to have a lot of detail in there. So I'm gonna go in here, start the antenna here, like this, and then I'm thinking about, if you can hear that in the background, that's my it's my work phone sending me notifications. So and if you can't, then just don't worry about it. Disregard what I'm talking about. So, and you know, when you see moths, they have those little furry antennae that they have on their head. So I'm trying to get that same feeling. So I'm just barely just making little strokes in there, and then I'd come in after and do a little bit more detail in there, so it'd give you that feathery look. So now I'll move on to get up in here some more, and let's go over here. I'm gonna start on this arm over here, and I know you're probably thinking, like, he said he's not gonna actually start inking this, he's just kind of trying to get a feel for it, but it looks like he's actually gonna ink this. Nah. I might keep it as a dummy layer, and what I mean by that is I'll keep it as a reference layer to how I want to do the ink lines the way I'm doing now. And as you can see, I'm keeping this very loose because I'm gonna let the color speak for the drawing and the illustration. So I'm keeping this very loose, and I can always come back under it with another ink layer and add in even thinner lines and more details and rendering. I also started doing that. Instead of trying to do everything on one ink layer, I'll make a main ink layer and then I'll come back to and do something that's like I said, with more rendering in it. That way I'm not putting it all on the same layer. That way if I mess up, I don't have to go in and try to get the eraser and go in and try to get rid of those little detailed lines that I threw in there, because again, I try to learn from my mistakes, and I noticed I was doing that a lot and having to go in and I'd mess up or I'd add too much rendering, and I'd have to actually go in there and try to erase those lines without erasing other parts to it, and it got to be a real pain. So, and as you can see, I'm not trying to do too much in here. I'm just doing just enough. You know, I want you to get, sometimes less is more. You know, I try not to go overboard with rendering like I used to when I was younger. Um, for me, less is more. You know, I like those types of drawings, or I like the type of artwork where, you know, you get just enough information and you can figure the rest out. So, and you can see sometimes I follow exactly over the line, and sometimes I don't. So, come in here. And I really do like his hands, or maybe it's a female, or let's say it's hands. So like I said, you don't know. Maybe it's a female. Maybe there's more than one. Maybe there's a Mothman and a Mothwoman. You know, you never know. So and again, I'm in Clip Studio Paint on my Wacom One Wacom tablet. Start this thumb over here. There. Now see, I have these lines here. I could lay those in, but like I said, actually I will, because it's not too much rendering. It's just enough. So I can throw those in there. That won't hurt. Gives me a little bit more definition and information on what's going on there. And again, just enough, not too much. So I'll come up here, throw some over here. There. Keep him very, I decided to make him very, or again, to make it very gaunt and skinny and not real bulky like some of the pictures I've seen online of other people's iterations of the Mothman. So I just decided I'm just going to go with this design. And I was real happy with the original sketch, or the sketch I first did, and then the blue layer that I did over. Go back over here on the hands. So I'm going to put this leg in here. So a little bit there. Yeah. Kind of a few little lines right here, let you know where the kneecap is. So I'm gonna go over here. This. And that's the beauty with drawing characters or things that are not necessarily actual living things or creatures or whatever you want to say. You can kind of just go with your imagination, because there's really no hardcore reference. You know, we don't have any real pictures of the real Mothman. You know, so everybody's interpretation is everybody's interpretation. You know, and this is my interpretation, and hopefully you like it, because I do. Over here, just subtle lines like this. All right, that's cool. So now I'm gonna bring this over. I'm gonna start this other leg, and so I want to just enough there. So again, a kneecap. Nope, I don't like that. So, alright, so let me some more space in here. So kneecap. Oops, I got the wrong tool. Let's see, eraser. Gotta get the pen tool. Alright. Still not happy with that. Alright, let's see. Let's try this again. Alright, that's good enough for now. Okay. And as you can see, if you watch my hand, the line weight it varies. I'm not keeping it down. I'm not doing like this. So you see me, I just apply pressure at certain points, and then I back off. You know, it's adjusting my line weight. And that helps to show certain details and give it a nice flow to it, and not look like it's all the same weight all the way around the picture. Okay. Alright, I'm doing some lines here and there for good measure. There. Alright. So, like that. Yeah. So now all I have left is the wings. And again, this was just to get a feel of how I wanted to ink it, but this might end up being, I might end up keeping this. So I might end up keeping this. It's not coming out too bad. Sometimes I'm not real happy with my ink work. I think I tend to get caught up. Oh, shoot, wrong tool again. And like trying to compare the way I'm inking to what. Oh man, again, wrong one. The pen tool and the pencil tool are really close to each other. So I just have to remember to take my time and pay attention, and not go so fast, because I keep selecting the pencil tool, and I don't want the pencil tool. I already had the pencil tool. So, and another thing when I'm drawing, like, I'll like it on top of the pencil layer, and then as soon as I pull the pencil layer out, I hate it. So what I'm going to do is go into here, and I'm going to work on this wing, still half of this wing. So kind of giving it kind of a worn out look. And I'm really excited to go in and actually lay color in here, because I can give there's a certain type of effect that I want to do on the wings so that they look like moth wings. Because right now you don't really see anything. They just look like, they look like wings, but I really want to give them the effect so when you see the wings, it's like, oh yeah, it looks like a big half man, half moth. So I can't wait for that when I actually start to put color in. But so let me just put that in the real light. I really don't want that in there too heavy, because at first I thought, well, maybe I should do a picture of him with the wings extended so you can get a better feel. And I probably will end up doing that, because this is the actual first time I've drawn this cryptid before, the Moth-Man Cryptid. Um, the only thing I know about the Mothman urban legend is just what I've heard in podcasts. As far as supernatural and conspiratorial podcasts I've listened to in the past, and I did watch. There was a movie that was out with Richard Gere. I think it was the early 2000s, called the Mothman Prophecy, and it was pretty good. I barely remember what it was about now, but it wasn't bad. And it was based off of the urban legend of the cryptid, the Mothman. So I wouldn't mind watching it again. I probably have to go look it up. It's probably on Tubi or Freebie or whatever. Just have to go look for it. But yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. Other than that, I have never really seen too much or too many things on the Mothman, as far as like fictional movies. Everything's always been, documentaries and things like that. So, yeah. But seeing that it is October, and this is the month of the greatest holiday in the world, Halloween, I said, if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna do some cryptids, because I've been thinking about drawing cryptids a lot lately. And yeah, I just started, opened up Clip Studio the other day, and I said, hey, while I'm in here, let me see if I can draw the Mothman. So I went online, picked out some pics, some images, and just started sketching, and this is what I came up with. So hopefully you like what you're seeing, because I will turn this into a full-fledged full color illustration, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I think I've got everything in here. So let me back out of this. Let's take it back. All right. So there we go. I'm trying to fit it on the screen so you can see it. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Sorry, I keep backing away from the microphone. Looks pretty cool for now. That's like I said, this wasn't intended to be the full 100% ink layer that I was gonna do, but this is not bad. There's places that I would want to go in and tighten it up, but it looks cool. It looks good. And like I said, I'm gonna take the blue line layer out, and so that's all that's left, and I think it looks cool. But that's pretty much it for right now. I don't want to do too much to add too much to this, like I said, because I want to kind of step back and just see where I want to go through the rest of the illustration. But I'll probably do the actual inking layer maybe sometime this weekend. I'm just gonna work on it little by little. I'm in no rush. I like how it's coming out so far, but for right now, I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much, and this is what I have so far of my Mothman illustration. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna erase right here, because it's kind of annoying looking at that. But yeah, so this is it for now. I'm gonna leave it at that. I will see you in the next video. Yeah, so until the next video, have fun, keep drawing, and keep creating, and I'll see you next time.